Mr Speaker.
Call the member for Capalaba.
My question is to the Minister for Housing and Public Works and Minister for Youth. Will the Minister detail the importance of funding the delivery of new housing supply, and is the Minister aware of any previous policies that contrast with this approach?
Call the Minister.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. I'm copping a grilling today, Mr Speaker. I thank the member for Capalaba for the question, and I sincerely congratulate him on his election to this House. I'm very proud to be the recipient of his very first question, and of course, as someone who has worked on the tools for his entire life, he knows a thing or two about the building and construction sector and about ensuring we have productivity on job sites across our state. After a decade of Labor's chronic underinvestment in social housing, it has never been harder for Queenslanders to have a place to call home. And the numbers I ran through in my ministerial statement speak for themselves. We have nearly 48,000 Queenslanders on the social housing wait list. These aren't just numbers, Mr Speaker. They represent thousands of families, individuals and children left without the stability and security that they deserve. And of course, the former, now shadow minister, went to market and began negotiating on housing projects under the Housing Investment Fund, knowing full well that the member for Gavin did not have the money to get those built. And how do we know this? How do we know this? In my incoming brief, the department told me they told the former government in October. And that's not the now shadow minister's last October as a minister, as the housing minister. That's October 2023. So for the entire length of the Miles government, the former, now shadow housing minister knew she did not have the money to deliver the desperately needed social and affordable homes, but she pretended she did. My question for those opposite is, who knew about this deception? Did the former Premier know? Did the former Treasurer know? Were they in on it? Did the former minister deceive them as well? If this isn't a glaring example of abject ministerial incompetence, I don't know what else is. We will fix the HIF, Mr Speaker. We will deliver 53,500 social homes over the next 20 years. Productivity in our construction sector was the biggest handbrake on housing supply as well. And of course, we've talked about the independent Treasury modelling that showed the impact of BPIC, that showed rents would have gone up 7% if we had not taken the action that we did to hit pause on the CFMU tax. We've shown that modelling showed 22,000 fewer dwellings would be built if we did not take the action that we did. And one of the other biggest barriers to getting houses built was the pre-qualification guidelines around BPIC. Of the 176,000 QBCC licensed contractors, just 204 were pre-qualified to work on those jobs. We're getting on with the job. We're cleaning up the mess of the former government.